Hello Stampin' Buddies, it's Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I'm coming to you from Wisconsin where I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So Late Night Lori tonight is going to make just a couple of tags with this paper tags bundle. So we've got the cling stamps and the dies. There are actually 6 dies that create some fun little tags. So one of the tags is already perforated, so you can very easily put it on an item without having to wrap a tag on it. I happen to have some Dominican Republic vanilla that we brought back from our trip, and let me put that back on there so it wouldn't normally fall off like that. But that would be just a cute little, gift tag on an item such as that. And then these other tags, we have 2 dies. So there's one that has the stitched edge, and then there's one that's just a straight edge. And the straight edge one has a banner that actually fits around the cut, the die cut, all right? And there's not a super easy way to put it on that I have found. So just be careful when you're doing it. But I thought that was really cute. Now, when I saw this at Onstage, my first thought was, oh, a dog bone. So you could probably turn this into a really cute dog-themed or pet-themed. Yeah, dog. Cats don't have bones. But this one looked a little plain to me, so I would probably want to cut it out, maybe on some designer series paper or a different color cardstock. But I don't know if you notice here where I've got just a little dark edge. All I do with that, and I showed this, one of my last videos, I just take my marker and go around the edge. So you can do it with a marker or a blend, an alcohol blend, but the alcohol blend might seep more into the paper, so you might have more of a muted color on the edge of your paper, all right? So let's do these pretty quick. I did some embossing to get these designs, but I wanted to show you, this is also a piece that will cut out just the outline, which you could then layer with this other piece. So it would layer like here, but then you wouldn't be able to put the tag, it would kind of defeat the purpose of having it split, so you would just negate that split on there. And then that heart comes out, of course. Whereas this one, it cuts the heart with the slit. This one will not have a slit in it because there's not any cut edge there, all right? But you could put this little piece on the top of your tag to make a little cutout if you wanted to put a piece of ribbon or something in there. So, one of the other things that I haven't done for a bit is mount a stamp that's got a cling adhesive to it. So let me take one of these off, and I'm just going to put it on another stamp so I don't lose it. The way I do mine, and it's been a while since I've demonstrated this, but I take the whole sticker off the sheet, and then I flip back just a couple of the corners of that backing paper so that I can peel it off easily. And then I get the rubber stamp itself, peel off that backing, make sure that I've got it right side up. So kind is going to go down below. And then I line it up so that the adhesive fits around the stamp. And voila, I'm all done. So for me, this is the absolute easiest way. I think the instructions tell you, if you look at these instructions, it tells you to peel off the backing here and then lay your stamp on here. I just struggle with that. I can't seem to get a good enough view of them for it to get lined up right for me. It just doesn't work very well. All right, so let's go about the business of doing a little embossing. And my first step is going to be to use my embossing buddy that comes with your embossing kit. And we're just gonna go over this pretty good and minimize this static risk. All right. And that's all that embossing buddy is set to do. And then I'm going to get out my white embossing powder. So this comes as a 3-pack. So this is the opaque bright white. There's the primary ebony, and then there's a clear as well. All right. So let's do this one. And let's just go ahead and put a good amount of Versamark. So Versamark is a clear but slow drying ink that can create like a tone on tone image if you're doing it on colored cardstock, or something like this. It just is slow drying enough so that you could add embossing powder before it dries. Okay. Put away some of my debris. So hopefully this is good enough. I did one earlier and some of the Versamark didn't really cover the whole image, and it looked way more retro than I wanted it to, more classic, more rustic than I intended. This one's pretty good, I guess. Let's get this out of the way. So this looks like I didn't press down on my stamp enough because it's not going to be quite as filled in as this one. But you'll get the idea, you know. If you've been stamping for a while, you know how embossing works. So we're going to take a little heat. We always want to put our heat on 2. I even have a sticker here from when I first got this. The first one is just if you want to dry ink or if you're doing water painting at all. And the higher one is for the embossing powder. Because the embossing powder, basically you're melting all the little plastic pellets, all right? So hopefully you can see on camera the change in the color from very dull to a brighter white. As all of that plastic embossing powder melts onto our paper from the heat. And you want to make sure that there's no dull spots other than where I actually missed with the ink, or with the powder, I mean. Because if it's dull, it's going to brush off it'll brush off your cardstock. All right. So there's that. I like this one much better. I inked it up much better with the Versamark. So this will look way more old-fashioned, I guess. So let's go ahead and tape this on here, run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, my Big Bessie. And I'll let you ladies and gents be on your way. It is late here in the United States. It is not quite midnight. All right, so let's get my mini cut and emboss machine. I really like the mini one. It does accommodate, I think, like over 95% of the dies that Stampin' Up! Has. So when I use my base plate, then I put a cutting plate. I back that one off maybe about 1/2 inch or so. Then I can put the next cutting plate on top. And I line that up with the base plate so that when it goes through the machine, these top layers can grab good and the middle layer is back far enough so that it doesn't interfere with the grip, and it makes it much easier to feed through. And the little creaking is normal, so don't think that you're breaking your machine, okay? And there's our tag. How cute is that? So you wouldn't have to do it with embossing powder. Certainly you could use other lighter cardstock and just ink it up. But I thought the fun thing with this was this little banner that goes on this tag. I thought that was pretty slick. Very slick. And it looks like a dog bone too. So, you know, if you know people with pets, you could turn this into some kind of greeting card for somebody's dog, you know. But that's what I have for you tonight. Just a couple quick and easy tags. And who doesn't need tags from time to time, you know? Birthdays and anniversaries and whatnot. So fun, easy way to make a tag. I think that's all I have for you tonight. Kind of a short version, not very complicated, which is really good sometimes. And maybe you'll want to add this to your collection when it becomes available. So the new catalog will be coming out on May 6th. And I don't remember if this is an online exclusive or if it's in the new catalog, but either way, it will be available soon. If you are a demonstrator, you will be able to order it with the pre-order that's coming up. Demonstrators can order some things ahead of the customers. So if you don't want to miss out on anything and you don't belong to a team already, feel free to come join my team. I'd love to have you. All right. If you want to shop with me, LoriMacari.stampinup.net, and you can see all of the goodies that Stampin' Up! Has both in the catalogs and as online exclusives. So everything's available online. Not everything is visually available in a catalog. So for the full range of products, it's easy to search online for things that you need. So if you want to look for these products in May, they should be there. So until next time, happy stampin'.